Welcome back to Forensic Lectures. In this video lecture, we are going to see microscope. So what are we going to cover is compound microscope, polarizing microscope, comparison microscope, stereo microscope, fluorescent microscope, electron microscope. So let us first see what is compound microscope. So a compound microscope is that which uses multiple lenses to enlarge the image of the sample. So in here what happens is that a microscope is basically what we use that device or that instrument to see a magnified view of a certain sample or certain material. So in here what happens is here it uses multiple lenses. Lenses are what type? They different types of lenses, right? For our specs we have lenses, so in that way there are concave, convex lenses. So here in this they uses this lenses to enlarge the image of the sample. So light is passed through the sample. Here what happens, a beam of light. So if you observe the microscope, there will be a mirror which will be there at the bottom of the microscope. So from there we are passing the light. It is called the transmitted light or illumination. Okay. So what happens whenever this light pass through it, large this image whichever is formed, we can view under the microscope through the eyepiece. Okay. So basic structure of microscope, if you see, you should know like basic which are the parts of the microscope. Then the large objects that needs to be sliced to allow this to happen efficiently. So what happens if you take a thick sample, like you can say if you want to observe anything which is thicker in size, like in our 9th standard or 8th standard we had this experiments of flower, right? So flower which were there, we used to cut the stems of the flower, right? Then observe it under the microscope. So what we did first was that we slice that small pieces, right, into small sections, transverse section, right, then observed it under the microscope. So why we did this section is that because the light which is there, it has to be passed through this sample, then only we can see the microscopic view of that particular sample. So this is about the compound microscope. Then the polarizing microscope. How it is that polarizing microscopes are conventional microscope with additional features that permits observation under polarized light. So here what happens, here the addition of the polarized filter is there. So the light source of such an instrument is equipped with a polarizing filter, the polarizer, so that the light it supplies is linearly polarized, that is different like the wavelength we have, right, for different, like so this object. So here it all works on this polarizing filter, then we can see the view or we can say the light which is passed through it, it have certain vibrations. Okay, this wavelength vibrates and give us the image. So polarized light microscopy is used to highlight the characteristics of various anisotropic samples. So anisotropic samples means what? They shows different image when observed from the different directions. Okay. Like it is commonly used to investigate crystal, bone fiber and mineral, although it can be used to explore a wide range of material with new application and emerging technologies with each year. Okay, so here it uses the polarizing filter in the conventional microscope. Then about the comparison microscope. So comparison microscope uses is a device used to observe side by side specimen. So what happens here is that we can observe two samples at the same time in the comparison microscope. The word comparison only says it, right? It consists of two microscopes connected by an optical bridge. So the optical bridge which is there, it connects the two microscopes to each other, which result in a split view window. So split view window means what? On the eyepiece you will see both, means here sample A and here sample B will be observed in this comparison window or comparison microscope. The comparison microscope is used for forensic science to compare microscopic patterns and identify or deny their common origin. Like we have tool marks, then like screwdriver marks, then specially it is used in the ballistic section because the striation marks or the bullet marks they are identified in here. The primary use of this type of dual microscope in forensic is discipline that uses science and technology to help solve crime by providing factual evidence and linking crime scene evidence to the suspect or location. Like we have the locks, right? How they have been broken or what type of instrument or what type of tool was used. Based on this striation mark we can examine in the comparison microscope, or the bullet, how many marks it had and all that. Okay. So next, coming to the stereo microscope. So in this stereo microscope, the stereo or the dissecting microscope, it is also known as, okay, is an optical microscope variant designed for low magnification. Okay, it is for low magnification. For high magnification we use which? Compound microscope. Okay, low magnification we use stereo microscope. So the sample is observed in here, typically using a light reflected from the surface of the object rather than transmit through it. So in compound microscope what happens is that a light which is there, it is passed through the sample, right, from below. Light in a compound microscope, if you see, there is a mirror, right, which gives light in the old pattern, if you have seen, then this old model. Otherwise there is a light source, right, from the below part which reaches the stage. Okay, so here what happens is that the light is directly put from the above, it is not transmitted through the sample. So the instrument uses two separate optical paths with two objectives and eyepiece to provide slightly different viewing angle to the left and the right eye. So what happens? It has two lens, two eyepiece. Okay, so when the light passes, we can view it from the slightly different angle from the both the side. So what happens? As a result, we can see the 3D image of that particular object. So visualize peripheral surface in 3-dimensional, which allow a thorough examination of the specimen. Okay, so after seeing the 3D image we can do the examination, right, small marks or anything. So it is the best used by biologists to perform dissection. Like if you want to cut thin slices, right, they uses this. Then paleontologists to clean and examine fossil and mud loggings. Like this fossils which are there, they should be carefully handled, right, so to clean them. Then botanist, like we have seen plant fabric. Okay, and pathologists for dermatological examination, or in scientific or in forensic science we use this for examining the most other like small material which are found in the crime scene, also this other like bullets and all. Okay, then the fluorescent microscope. In fluorescent microscope what happens is that the fluorescent microscope is an optical microscope that uses fluorescent instead of addition to it scattering reflection. So it uses fluorescent, scattering, reflection and attenuation or absorption to study the properties of organic and inorganic substances. So in the fluorescent microscope, where it is used when our specimen which will be organic or inorganic in nature. So what are the different properties it uses? Like the fluorescent, it can show us the fluorescence effect, it also uses scattering, reflection, and attenuation and absorption. Okay, so the principle is simple, like the specimen is illuminated with light of specific wavelength. Okay, like a specimen which is there, a particular wavelength is illuminated through it, which is absorbed by the fluorophore, causing them to emit light of longer wavelength. So here this basic principle depends on the wavelength only. So a material is that through which the fluorescent this wavelength a particular specific wavelength is passed, so emitted wavelength we count. Okay, so that what it does in the fluorescent microscope. Then moving next to the electron microscope. Here an electron microscope is a microscope that uses a beam of electron as a source of illumination. So in the last fluorescent microscope, it uses the fluorescence filter and the wavelength, right? So here what happens in this electron microscope, it uses the beam of the electrons. Okay, so they uses electron optics that are analogous to glass lenses of an optical light microscope. So a beam of electron is sent towards the specimen. So a specimen here is there. So here this will be an electron. So a beam of electron will be passed through this. So that those that passes through are detected and used to form an image of the specimen at magnification of about how much, 500,000 times. So here what happens, emission of beam of electron is done through the sample. So whichever beam is there pass through the electron beam which are passed through the sample, they are recorded. Okay, and image is formed. Okay, that is recorded and kept. Okay, as the other electrons which will emit the beam, they will not pass through and they won't be recorded. Only the beams which passes through the sample will be recorded. Okay, so the microscope is more powerful than a light microscope. Light microscopes are which like the compound. Okay, they uses light sources, right, used to investigate the ultrastructure of wide range of biological and inorganic specimens, including microorganisms, cell, large molecules, biopsy sample, metals, crystals also. And industrially also it is very important, as electron microscope are often used for quality control and failure analysis. Okay, so that's about microscope in brief. Thank you.